All right, sit down, Zumock podcast, SDZ up in this bitch. It's me, Florida's greatest, Florida's most wanted, the has-been baller, the Lawson's chip dip consumer, the man in black, and I got a new one, Mr. I-75, Interstate 75, the Z-Man, Chad Zumock coming at you up in this bitch. With me, as always, my man Tyler. Tyler's at work. He's out of the basement.
Yeah, Tyler, a.k.a. I-71.
You're I-71, I'm I-75. And the reason why I'm I-75, I realize a lot of my stand-up, I'm constantly, for the past 2 years, going up and down I-75, going to Naples.
That's just it, huh? So we have 75 and 71, and 75 is like, it's always in construction here.
Yeah.
Always.
That's what they call the old Browns-Bengals rivalry, the Battle of I-71.
Makes
you
sense.
Got yourself a Cleveland Browns hat on, my friend. You ready for some football?
Let's do it. You see Baker talking shit?
Oh, that's what he does, man. I wouldn't expect him not to. These Cleveland Browns fans are like, what the fuck, man?
He went too far with the shirts.
What was the shirts thing? I didn't get that one.
It was like off the leash for one day only. Week 1, Panthers versus Browns. He's just saying he's gonna ball out. What did he say? He said he's gonna fuck us up. You see that?
I think that quote was out of context. I think no,
I just think that he said it to a reporter and then thought that maybe it was off the record. That's my opinion.
I have no problem with that because that's why I liked him when he was in Cleveland, because he had that chip, that fire, and I want that in a leader.
Right, yeah. No, that's the thing. I can't bash it too much. It's just because I love it when it's on my team. But when it's being said about my team, then I'm like, God damn it.
You remember Anderson Varejao, who used to play for the Cavs, the Wild Thing?
Of course, Wild Thing, yeah.
Opposing teams hated him for how he played, but he was on our team, so we loved him because he hustled his ass off. He was all over the place. But every other team fucking hated him. Draymond's
very, very suffocating. He was a defender, man.
Yeah. So I have no problem with Baker, man. I'm rooting for the Browns, but I want him to play well Sunday. I mean, if the Panthers get the victory, good on him. We did him dirty, I think.
I think we did too. I would agree with that, unfortunately.
But it was so funny. When I was back home just recently, we talked since I've been back home? Because we took last week off because last week was a clusterfuck.
It was wild for me. It sucked just because, just football season's coming back and is back and just that. And then we decided to sell our house as well. And just going through that whole process is a nightmare. So it was just too much all at once. And my son's starting back up at school. I was just like, dude, I don't know when I would have a window of time.
So why are you guys selling the house in the wintertime coming up?
Because my wife wants a different house.
What's wrong with the house you have now?
There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just with the kids, you kind of have to tiptoe past their room, basically. Basically buying a whole new house just to get a little bit further away from the kids. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Why don't you stick the kids in the basement?
It's also a good time to sell your house and a horrible time to buy a new house. So, it's just it's all a nightmare.
You're gonna stay in the Cincinnati area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's almost all locked down.
Wow.
We had an offer, and as long as that goes through with the inspection or whatever, I mean, we have nothing to hide with the inspection. It's just, people just get nitpicky and that sort of shit. So,
are you gonna make some money off of this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, definitely. Selling it for much, 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 much more than we bought it for 5-6 years ago.
I want to own a house someday. I'm going to be a homeowner.
I don't know, man. If you buy it at the right time, sure. It's going to be the cost of you renting somewhere. But right now is not the right time.
Yeah, I'm the least handyman there is too. I'm going to rent. I don't give a fuck. I'll be dead, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to rent forever.
Why not? It's less for other people to worry about when you die.
Yeah, I know. It's I hate moving too. I can't stand it. Moving is the worst.
I'm not looking forward to that.
I wouldn't wish moving on my worst enemy. Like if I hate somebody, I was like, and they had to move, I was like, I don't think they deserve that.
Yeah, dude, we're actually like with the closing date, we're hoping to set it up so it's like we close and it's like a week later is when we actually have to be out. So I can kind of have that whole week of like just moving shit instead of like one day, just like, here we go, got to get it all. We already gave the keys up. Like, don't lock the door. We can't get back in. You know?
I used to have a bit on moving that I could never get to work about how much I hated it. I was like, I never gave childbirth, but have moved people before, and I can understand.
I like that. Dude, I've moved so many times. I like all these places that like in Florida, if I move and I live on the second floor, now it means I'm just carrying a couch by myself upstairs because there's no fucking elevator. Like,
yeah,
I'm so over it. I had to move my sister out when she lived down here in Covington. My knee's never been the same since. Yeah. Her friends are like skating past me in the stairs. Like, excuse me, man. Like, you could grab a box.
Yeah. My buddy once said, a good friend will help you move. And I go, it's too bad we're not good friends then. And they always ask you to help you move. They're like, it's just a couple things, man. No big deal. And you show up, it's all fucking day long, nonstop. He's like, don't worry, dude. I'm getting beer and pizza.
That's what it always is. Beer and pizza.
Oh, cool. Free manual labor for beer and pizza.
Right. Right.
I never heard a guy get a construction job like, hey man, I got a job in construction. What are they paying you? Papa John's Natty Light.
As much as I want.
Yeah. What are the benefits, man? I get a high five.
Sore back. I don't think people have really helped or wanted to help anyone move like after college, right? After they do it once, like, yeah, I'll help you, man. And like after those few times of helping their friends, they're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, I'm moving in a week. And they're like, good luck. Like, start walking away before you can even ask.
You ever agree to help someone move and quickly start thinking of an excuse how to get out of it? Like just right away. That happened to me once. And I said, I was like, you know what, dude, I got my grandma's funeral that weekend.
I was just going to bring up, which family member can I throw under the bus here?
Yeah. And the best part was my buddy goes, dude, I thought your grandma died when you were 5. And I was like, and I just wanted to, it's like my other great. She's like my, or I could have been like, oh, dude, you know how coffin shopping is. It's a bitch. We just found one. Took us 25 years to find the perfect coffin to put her in.
That's, when we buried my grandfather, we actually had to dig him back up like a week later.
Really?
They put him in the wrong spot.
Are you serious? That's great.
Yeah. They put him in the wrong spot. And when you buried him back up, it was like, it leaked, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's already water in the coffin, which I'm sure happens to all of them. Right. But it just sucks to have to see it.
See liquid come out of it.
Yeah. Just like, sorry, man. Sorry, Gramps.
I'm going to move you over a little bit.
This is how they treat World War II veterans.
My whole family's in the same section in Twinsburg. They're all Zumocks, and they're all like in the same area.
I'm probably thinking of the exact cemetery too.
Yeah.
There's like a main one there. Yeah.
Spent pretty much all my life going to that place. I wonder what's going to happen to me. Should I write a will?
I mean, sure. Who would you put it all to?
Right now, I'd send it to my aunt and my cousin Jill, but that's it. But I don't got a lot of shit. But
yeah, if it's like mostly a hassle, just put it under like Kevin Brennan's name.
Oh yeah, that'll.
Hey, he left all his shit to you, so you got to go pick it up. That motherfucker.
That would be funny. Donate! I donated. Speaking of which, I want to get into the mailbag of assholes, and guess what, Tyler? This one's all about you.
Calling me out? Great.
Calling you out. This one comes from Glenn. You can always email me, chadzumock3@gmail.com, or go through chadzumock.com, or just send me a DM on the Patreon. I don't necessarily pick the best message, the most interesting one. This one is about my man Tyler with me at the very end. I said, I would have emailed Tyler this, but I can't spell or say his last name. You can't
Solid.
you can't just see it right there. you can't just write it down, or maybe he doesn't watch the video. I don't know.
True.
How does he call himself a freelance video audio editor, but yet he can't get proper Wi-Fi or a working microphone?
Oh, you know what? Glenn's a liar because he sent this to me too.
Oh, he did?
So he can't. So he took the extra time to figure it out.
Oh, you got an email from him too?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got it because I believe he just copy and pasted this. Yeah.
Okay. I had to turn off the podcast last week because of the noise he was making in the background. It was too fucking distracting. Just end this podcast already. It's not working out for either one of you. And then he says, P.S. Ray DeVito just owned you on Kevin Brennan's podcast yesterday.
Oh, I don't think I saw that part.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Ray DeVito is annoying. He's a comic who's super, super annoying. And everyone says he's annoying. And he's running around gossiping like a schoolgirl about that Bert Kreischer situation. And it's hilarious. It's taken
He wasn't a part of it. So
because he likes to gossip. And I've heard from like 4 different people that Ray's like, dude, you hear about Chad? And now this Bert thing's taken on a whole life of its own. Like I physically had to get thrown out of Side Splitters. I mean, it's out of, no.
I thought, okay. Yeah. I got you. I was like, what?
It was like the credit card thing. It just starts taking a life of its own on, and people are just spinning off new stories from it that don't exist. It got to the point where Ray was gossiping so much, I had to text Mark Norman. I was like, hey, here, this is what I said. Just so I go, hey, Mark, this Bert story is getting out of control. Sorry to put you in between this. I don't know what's being said and what's not being said, but I mean, we were both there, and I'm sorry that you were in the middle of all of it. I didn't want any problems. That's why I left. Hope all is well. And he wrote back, hey man, yeah, I know that was a weird night. Everything's all good, man. That was just weird. He says, the whole thing's kind of a bummer. I hate drama. Comedy stinks sometimes. So,
which is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, and it was just.
I wish he sent a follow up and just said comedy.
Comedy. From Kevin Hart. Yeah, I don't know. So it's just like Ray's desperate. He, it's not working out for him. So he's making up stories and he's trying to get in with the Kevin Brennan fans. And, it's they're just Kevin sitting in his new house in Atlantic City. Ray's, first of all, he says he owned me. I don't know what he said, but Ray doesn't own anything or anyone. Literally doesn't own anything. So, but he's annoying, but that's that. Yeah, I know somebody sent me a message saying they did the whole podcast on me yesterday. I was like, I don't listen, man. I know Beck sent me a link.
They're hurting for content.
Oh, it's rough, man. It's weird. The comedy world right now is it's so interesting because you probably don't follow all the gossip, but I guess apparently Anthony Cumia and Owen Benjamin, you know who Owen Benjamin is?
No, I know Cumia, of course, but
yeah, they're going at it now, and it's just so.
Who's just Owen Benjamin? Is he like the country?
Yeah.
Okay.
He went off and like he's living like Montana or some reservoir. He went off the grid, and he was calling some people out early on, and it turns out he was right about a lot of shit. And there's this guy Gavin who it's so exhausting. I can't keep up. I guess he made a prank that he got raided by the FBI, and he never did. And everyone started donating money to him for this, and he didn't.
Ouch.
And he wasn't going to tell the audience. And I guess Owen found that to be a problem, and it's not cool. It really isn't. So I take Owen's side on that one.
Sure.
But everyone's beefing with everybody. I don't know what the fuck.
You can get in serious trouble for that shit too, though.
Yeah, that's not cool. Don't lie to your fans. Don't. There's no prank there.
Right. Yeah, that's theft.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't give a fuck, I guess. I try to keep an idea of what's going on, but I don't want to be like Ray and run around gossiping just for the sake of gossiping.
Like when all that was going on, that was probably my first like introduction, like seeing like all the, I've always heard like whatever shit you're dealing with, but like, I don't know. I guess I never like really like paid attention to it the way that I did this past one, right? And I was just like, man, how fucking tiring is that? Like, just move on. Like, just move on.
Imagine waking up every day, every single day, and just saying, "You're not funny, you suck." Every single fucking day. It's exhausting to tell these jokes on stage. It's just unbelievable. I'm fucking getting applause breaks in front of Jim Breuer's sold out crowd. And yet,
yeah, dude, tell me about that though.
This anonymous dude on Twitter, "You suck, you're not funny." It's hilarious.
Right.
So I worked with Jim Breuer over the weekend. We talked a little bit about on Mondays with Mazer, and it was phenomenal. It was so much fun. And you're familiar with Jim Breuer, right?
Of course. Absolutely. Yeah, we talked about him early on because he had, he moved near like the Naples area or something like that.
Yeah, he got the hell out. He was like me. He was one of the guys like me, like, New York's not going to be the same for a long time. Let's just get out now. And I've always respected Jim because he's always done his own thing. He was in the industry. He was in the belly of the beast. He was on sitcoms. He had like development deals. He was in movies, Saturday Night Live, of course. Mm-hmm. And he decided to go another direction and really focus in on his stand-up. And I will say this, and it's not even kissing ass. He should be in the discussion of one of the top 10 greatest comics of all time. I wouldn't argue
it.
I mean, just based on commanding a stage, a room, performance, his commitment to his craft, it's on another level. I take something away every time I watch him.
Where was the show?
Off the Hook Comedy Club in Naples, Florida, his own backyard.
Nice. Mazer came down?
No, Tony did not.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that he did the show with you guys. I was like, that's pretty cool.
No, I did a show with Tony on Patreon. Gotcha. And we talked about it, but it was phenomenal. And I mean, and getting to know him on a personal level a little bit better. I've met him a handful of times over the years, but now we're like becoming friends, and he's the nicest human being I've ever met. He's just a good man.
And it seems like he keeps out of drama.
Yeah. He kind of keeps to himself and does his thing. I just see he's into his craft, his work, and I'm like, I should just be doing that.
Just do that. Seriously. Yeah. Stay the fuck away from all the other shit.
Yeah. But thanks to everybody that came out. I'm going to be this Friday and Saturday in Port Charlotte off of I-75. Mr. I-75 is going I-75 South to Port Charlotte to open for my good buddy, the great Dave Landau from Louder with Crowder. And that should be a lot of fun. And I think I'm going to be on Calta, I think maybe Friday morning with Rich Voss. I don't know.
Nice.
So that's a little housekeeping, but let's keep the comedy drama going. I didn't know anything about this. You sent me the story. Tiffany Haddish sued.
I was hoping you knew something about it because I don't. Let's figure it out together.
Yeah, this is the Vanity Fair article that I have. It says Tiffany Haddish, whom I've met a handful of times, very nice, sued for alleged child sexual abuse, says claims are bogus. Now it's
sure.
Now it says Tiffany Haddish has been sued by a woman and her younger brother for alleged child sexual abuse claims, which Haddish attorney is calling bogus. I guess this was first reported by the Daily Beast. They're calling
I'm trying to think what like the term was that they were using, saying that she was taking part in grooming. Her and someone else. It was someone else as well.
Oh, it says okay. Jesus Christ, Ari Spears.
Yeah, that's the other name. It obviously sticks out. You're like, what?
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna try to get Godfrey on the podcast here because he's friends with both of them, like really tight with both of them.
Yeah, it sounds like so. Like, and again, I'm very. I have no clue what this is or where it came from, but it's like came from a skit or a sketch. Was the excuse that I saw, but I don't know what that means and how that could be misinterpreted. And all the way to a lawsuit.
jump on the podcast if you can.
For the listeners, just skip ahead 15 seconds and we'll be.
All right, I just sent a link to Godfrey. I don't know if he'll jump on or not, but because he's tight with both of these people, he could probably clarify it. I guess siblings identified only as Jane Doe, now 22, and John Doe, now 15, alleged that Haddish and MTV alumni Ari Spears coerced them into filming sexual suggestive scenes when they were minors for various comedy sketches. All right, this sounds like it's a fucking stretch and they're going for a money grab.
It sounds like they're going for money, right?
Yeah, because
especially with all like the, Tiffany has blown up.
Yeah, she's huge, and more money, more problems. That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah.
Everyone's
hopefully it's true, right? Tiffany and Aries are fine and innocent and all is well, and those people can, fuck off as long as it's true.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
I met both of them, and I will say this about Tiffany Haddish. She remembered my name, which goes a long way in this fucking business.
No shit.
Yeah. She was, oh, hi, Chad. I'm like, oh, all right.
Wouldn't catch her on Compound.
No, neither one of them, actually, for obvious reasons.
They're not even allowed through the front door.
Well, best of luck to Ari Spears and Tiffany Haddish during this difficult time. Thoughts and prayers, blah, 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 blah. Now, Tony kind of mentioned this yesterday quickly on the podcast, but I glazed over it. I didn't even fucking let him stick, but there was a wolf that escaped the Cleveland Zoo.
Yeah. I don't know how. I mean, it seems like it was caught pretty quickly, but like, I want to know, was that during zoo hours? Like, I would be terrified if I'm just like heading down a pathway and you're like, is that someone's dog? You get a little bit closer and you're like, nope, I don't think that's supposed to be out like that.
A wolf briefly escaped its habitat at an Ohio zoo, but was recaptured. No guests or employees were hurt, according to authorities. Officials at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo said the female Mexican gray wolf briefly breached its habitat at around 10:20 a.m. on Monday.
Yeah, so, I always had a theory about zoos, and it might just be flat out true, or I could be making shit up. But any zoo I've ever been to tends to be in a pretty shitty neighborhood.
Really?
And I think that's because in case animals escape, you don't want them going and biting into executives and white collar folk,
Dude, I live 20 minutes away from Carol Baskin, the Tiger King chick. And I still yet to go over that way.
What's there to see anymore? Anything? Does she still have the place?
Yeah, she still has.
She does? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, pull it up.
They don't look like nice places, though. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like a place I'd make like a separate trip for.
I haven't been to a zoo since I was a fucking kid. Oh, it says temporarily.
Well, I have kids, so I've been quite a few times.
It says temporarily closed, according to.
Maybe they found her dead husband.
See right there, Big Cat Rescue, temporarily closed. See how far away. I'm gonna call Big Cat Rescue. See if this works.
Please do.
They have a phone.
Is Carol Baskin there?
I'm gonna call Carol Baskin.
The call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
I did. Oh, I got it. That's me. That's me. Sorry. 920. I'm not doxing her because it's on the internet, right?
No. I mean, yeah, it's all public. It's right there.
Thank you for calling Big Cat Rescue. Due to COVID-19, the only way to see the cats is on the line on our live webcams. Please note that your contact info and voicemail are being recorded and will be posted online in the event this answering service is misused. Press 1 for more options. Press 2 if this is an emergency involving a wild cat.
Can you hear this?
Press 3 if you would like to
Oh, yeah, I got it.
the cats and end the abuse of big cats as pets. Press 4 for information on volunteering.
Which I hit.
Press 5 if you would like someone to speak at your event. Press 6 if you are calling about an order.
You can get an event speaker.
Bigcatress.org. To hear these options again, press pound. Press 0 to leave a message.
I don't know. I don't know. Operator.
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for Gillingham. No one is available to take your call. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Yes, I would like to know when Big Cat Rescue will reopen, and if we are going to be able to bring our families. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say.
That was solid. That was solid.
Yeah, because I don't know. She would like want to, take me to prison or something. I don't know.
She'd try.
Yeah.
If anyone were to do it.
Okay. Sorry about that. So weird. All that chaos happened like right down the street from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy's still in prison too, right? The Tiger King.
I believe so. Yeah. I don't think he got parole.
Yeah, that was madness, that whole thing. What do we got here? You sent me this one. This was interesting. There's a video online. I don't know if I could play it on here of this.
Oh, is this the roller coaster?
Dramatic video shows a fair riding plunging into. This is crazy. This is the video right here. So explain what we're about to see.
This is the video. This thing, it just didn't stop itself, basically.
Wait, where is this?
Drops down. This was, I want to say somewhere in India.
This is the $10 tier on the video if you're watching right now. And this ride, what is this ride? Oh,
it's like a free fall thing. And so
shit.
Yeah, and if you scroll down, you can see like a wider shot video, I think.
Oh man. And they're screaming. Scroll down. That's all I got.
Was there not another one?
No.
Oh, maybe. Oh, it's on the same video then. If you go back up, sorry. It's like that shot that's already there. Yeah.
So was anybody killed?
Here, this one right here. Look at this.
Oh yeah, they got fucked up. Oh, it says multiple riders were injured, but reports are conflicted to how many. But NBC News is saying 16 were injured. So
I guess no deaths, huh?
No, the Times of India reported people suffered injuries to spine, nose, jaw, citing medical professionals. So they just got fucked up.
I mean, there's some strong folks there.
This is a carnival, and I can't even pronounce the fucking country.
No.
It's the northern state of India. You ever have fears like sometimes like when you're at an amusement park?
Yeah, I mean, do you remember you ever go to Jogga Lake?
Fuck yeah. Jogga Lake. Shout out Jogga Lake.
So they had the ride there, the
rotor?
Mr. Fall.
It was called
Do you
what?
remember that one? Mr. Hyde's Nasty Fall. And it was like, it had 4 seats and it was almost like an elevator, right? It goes up and then it pushes out and then there's some lever that drops and it drops you and then you kind of like land on your back. It's like like a quarter pipe, right? And it's, however far down. Well, we were on the ride, me and my buddy, and then 2 other random people. It goes up, it goes out. You hear the thing like engage, or disengage, right, to drop us, and we stayed still. And we were up there for about an hour while they were working on it. And that's where it's just like, okay, so is this just going to drop on its own randomly? Is it going to be able to stop us? Right. That was probably like the only time. I mean, I've never been stuck in like, upside down on a roller coaster or anything like that, but.
You remember the rotor where you go up against the wall and it goes in a circle and you're stuck to the wall and the bottom drops? I saw a guy slide down and they had to stop the ride. Like he wasn't sticking.
Oh God. Yeah. He just kept sliding down.
Yeah. He was a big overweight fella.
Yeah. I was going to say he had to be overweight.
Dude, look at this video of Jogger Lake now. I mean, when I was a kid, this place we go there all the time.
Oh, there's nothing to it now, right?
Yeah. And this was I was there all the time. Like this amusement park, they had the wave, getting the wave.
Yeah, I was going to say it was Jogger Lake and SeaWorld.
Yeah, they were
cool.
They were back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go see Shamu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now
my mother was a school teacher.
Abandoned.
Oh, look at that. There's nothing there. There's not. Did they even take like the what is that? Oh, that's a movie. I was like, what's going on?
Oh, now it's going in like Captain America.
Yeah. That's crazy. They like even took down the wooden rides.
I think there's still structures there. This time around, I didn't really venture out too far when I was at home. I just kind of stayed in the Stowe area and Cleveland area.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, there wasn't really much else to do unless you were going to make some like random trip up to Cleveland for, a concert or sports game.
Yeah, this is what it looks like now.
Oh wow.
We got the weeds growing in. This is more of a retro thing for me. Vinny Cash is in Salt Lake City going, who gives a fuck?
I always wanted to go back over there and just hop the fence and see it in person, just because it's just decrepit like that.
I think 3 of my cousins worked at Jogger Lake. My cousin Jason, Shelly, and Wendy. I remember I was so jealous when I was a kid. I was like, dude, you get to work there? That's awesome.
I once had a buddy who worked there, and he said all he would really do is you just go back to like the boxes of the stuffed animals that you win, right? And he would just take a nap on an open box. He's like, it was just so hot. You just stand there all day. That's
like when I worked at Kmart, I'd go sleep in linens. I literally would sleep in linens because there was no cameras. I was like, I can just take a nap here.
That's awesome.
The best. Now I kind of caught this last minute, and I'm not really following along closely, but I wanted to follow along with you. I don't know if you had a chance to read it. Let me pull it up. Now there's a case going on, this Eliza Fletcher abduction. They found the body near a crime investigation. Did you read any of this?
So I looked at it and I was like, okay, maybe this is just one of like Chad's like murder obsession things here. He wants to go investigate this again. Because I mean, my first question is like, is this a popular person? Like, is this a famous person, or is this just somebody who got abducted?
Just some jogger, this woman jogger.
Okay.
Liza Fletcher.
Let me guess. She was probably jogging at night, right?
Authorities said they found the body where she was jogging. I don't know. Let me kind of skim through this.
I would put money on it.
The identity.
It's always at night.
Yeah, Bonnie McFarlane used to have a really funny joke about jogging at night.
Oh, really? I
don't remember it. I wish I did, because it would make this better story. Something about she likes to run naked. I forgot how it went. Anyway, sorry, I fucked up the joke. So they found the body, and I should have read this before I started talking about it. Okay, you're right.
Dude was cleaning blood out of his GMC Terrain with floor cleaner and washing his clothes. They said he was acting strange. You think?
Yeah. Authorities have said Fletcher, age 34, was jogging around 4 a.m. on Friday when a man approached her, you nailed it, and forced her into the SUV after a brief struggle. Fletcher was reported missing, and she didn't return home. Wow. So don't jog at night? Is that the moral of the story?
Don't be awake at 4 a.m.
Who abducts people anymore? Like...
You're gonna get caught, right?
I've never in my life had the urge of abducting anyone ever.
You're just gonna get caught.
It's like, People, I gotta abduct you.
Oh my God. There's a good show I watched on it might have been Apple TV. It was called like Blackbird or something. And it was about a guy who did that, but he was like abducting girls, like young girls. So it's kind of sad in that aspect. But it just made me think of this, I guess. You do the same shit. You would see them walking or jogging alone and you'd stop and grab them.
Well, the most famous one, and especially in our area, it was a national news story. It was the Ariel Castro with the 3 women that were.
Oh, I thought you were going to go even earlier than that. In like Bay Village.
Oh, Amy Mahalovac.
Yeah.
James Renner, who has been on the podcast and was at Funny Stop. He was so far into that investigation that he's told the story before. He's like, he thinks he found the actual abduction, like according to his evidence. It was one of his school teachers that mysteriously just moved to Florida, and he confronted.
He thinks it was his school teacher.
Yeah, her school teacher, and he had like a real sketchy past. I don't know all the details. You could go back and listen, but he kind of put 2 and 2 together, and he goes, he went to Florida to confront the guy, like face to face, and he tells this great story. Like soon as he sees the guy looks at him, he goes, "Oh, you're the investigator, and you want to know about Amy." Shit. So the guy was following along too.
Sure.
And I'm sure the FBI, they didn't have enough evidence because
I mean, think about how long ago that was. Did they you couldn't, how do you even get DNA or anything like that?
Yeah. But here, let me call him real quick. See if this works. It never works.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a sad story. This story is interesting, like the Ariel Castro one. What was funny was like this whole Ariel Castro, when that was happening, like we had a new Frizon office in that area.
Oh yeah,
a couple blocks away.
I was at that office.
And one day there was like 3 helicopters. Like, what's going on there? And it was this. Pick up the phone.
Hey, man.
Hey, James, sorry to bother you. I'm on my podcast. You got 2 seconds?
Sure.
So we're talking about the Amy Mahalovac situation. I go, I got to talk to James Renner. Now, when you confronted that guy in Florida, that was the teacher, right? That was your prime suspect?
Yeah. Well, he was at the time, I was told it was the FBI's prime suspect. He's definitely like, he's somebody that's been on their radar for a long time.
And when you confronted him, he knew who you were, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. It was down in Key West.
Okay.
Yep. I showed up. I did the older move, which was, "Do you know who I am?" He said, "Yes, you're James Renner."
Wow.
I said, "Damn right."
So let me ask you this: has there been any follow-ups from that? We're talking about it. I just wanted to go to the guy who knows.
I know that they are. They're really working hard on the DNA right now. They have DNA that they found on her body, and they are trying to use the latest technology to see if it links them back to one of their suspects.
Okay. And
that could be tomorrow. That could be next month. That could be 5 more years.
Sure.
Now, is the case closed on the Renner end?
I haven't been doing much. People send me emails every week still. And if it's a good lead, I send it along to the police, or, I look into it a little bit. I've still reached out to new suspects over the last year or two, but I don't really run a blog on it anymore. I just kind of keep it quiet. But yeah, I can't completely set it aside. I'm always very interested in what can be done, and if there's somebody else to talk to.
Well, James, do me a favor. When you ever get like a lead or something, send it to me first before the police. I'll do some investigating.
All right, you got it.
All right, James, anything you want to plug before we let you go?
Just, for all your James Renner needs, you can go to jamesrenner.com.
There it is. James, I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Wow, something actually worked on this podcast.
Look at that.
See, I like investigating.
Hey, well, you gotta solve this one. Oh wait, it is solved.
It is solved. It's fucking locked and loaded. The guy killed himself. I will tell you 2 very funny stories. I think I've told one on the podcast, but
you're gonna tell me a funny story as the photos of Ariel Castro are up.
Yeah. So
okay.
This one ties in. This Kevin Hank will like this because it ties into Rover's show. So they had this big festival every year called Rover Fest, and it would always, it was just like a big white trash music festival.
I've been to one once.
Yeah. And you always get like weird music. Like he'd get like Run DMC, but he'd just get DMC, or he'd get like 2 Live Crew without Luther Campbell.
Right.
So it was always like a shitty version of what it is. But I always had a lot of fun when I was there, when I was working for the station. But the last 3 years in a row, they had Jim Florentine go do stand-up comedy. And it's you're in front of like 10,000 people doing comedy. It's pretty rough. So we had written Jim a bunch of Ariel Castro jokes because it was right around the time the kid, they found the victims, the women.
Yeah.
And they were inappropriate, but they were hilarious and all this, and he was ready to go with the set. Soon as he's about to go on, fucking Amanda Berry, this one right here.
I was just going to say she was there. I remember that.
And he was just like, what the fuck? They're like, Amanda Berry is here. And
she looked like she was enjoying herself too, which sure, get that vitamin D, that sunlight. But...
So, and then Nelly's there, the rapper. Nelly brings her out on stage, and Florentine has to follow this. So he's like calling audibles and left. He's like, I can't tell these jokes after Nelly and Amanda Berry.
That's a losing battle there.
So not only is he following Nelly, but he has to follow Amanda Berry, who got like a standing ovation, and everyone was crying, and he has all these horrific kidnapping jokes.
I mean, that Ariel Castro dude, he was in a band or something, and they played on the local news before, and
oh yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, let me pull that up because that was fucking meanwhile, these girls are locked in the house, chained to the bed, and he's on Fox 8 jamming in a band,
just having fun.
Oh man, let me pull that up because it's kind of creepy looking back on it.
It's weird because you can just keep a straight face. I suppose if you're doing it for that long, it does kind of become normal. I don't know what was his job though.
Oh, he doesn't have it. He's dead now.
Well, I know that, but I mean,
here he is on Fox 8. He's playing a bass, singing, smiling.
Yeah, smiling.
Meanwhile, women are, wow, that is weird.
Yeah.
I was on that.
It's always even if they did for the Amy story, if they got that guy in Key West, it's still not complete unless he's willing to speak about what were you thinking? Why? All of those questions, you know what I mean? And it's Castro just kills himself. And so it's still just well, we don't get to really.
The upright bass is hard to play too.
A talented guy.
I want to know more about Ariel Castro, the bass player, not the abductor.
He's actually a pretty good guy. Liked in the community.
This band seems cheesy as fuck though.
Yeah, no shit.
He has the Janet Jackson headphones on. Now, would he keep the girls up playing the bass at night?
They just have a broomstick hitting the ceiling. Shut up.
Was he keeping them up with the bass playing or the raping? I don't know.
Oh my God. I knew that was coming.
Yeah. So what happened? So was this guy pissed when he got caught because the band, they need a new bass player now.
They needed, yeah. And I don't think finding a guy who can play upright like that is easy to come by.
Hey guys, I got some bad news.
Who's willing to wear a pinstripe suit?
I got some bad news, guys. I don't think the band's gonna go on any longer. Why? Ariel Castro just got arrested for
saw the news, but
abducted 3 women, held them hostage, raped them. So and it's hard to find an upright bass player, to be honest with you, for what we were paying him. So we're just gonna go in another direction.
And they're probably just asking, all right, so he's in jail for how long then? When's he come back? No, that you don't You don't come back from that.
But you notice all these horrific people have like an interesting trait. Like Bill Cosby was a great performer, a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Sandusky, from all accounts, was a good defensive coordinator when he was at Penn State.
Was.
And Ariel Castro looks to be like a good bass player. Is there something tied to that?
I would say yes.
Commitment?
Commitment, performance,
Definitely. There's some performance there. This is a fucked up podcast. What the hell's wrong with me?
So I don't know. I mean, you bring all this up, and I think that you should probably keep a closer watch on Ariel Spares and Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm just saying.
Like I say in Breaking Bad, Gus Fring was out in plain sight. He was just a normal chicken shop guy, and this guy was the big meth dealer in the world.
El Pollo.
Did you watch the last episode of Better Call Saul? No,
I still need to get on that whole season.
Yeah.
That's the only season I have left, but because they took that break in between because he had to go have a heart attack, I haven't been able to jump back in. Get your shit together.
I know. Fucking finish the season, dude. Oh, my heart hurts.
So you go through that and you have a heart attack, and then you come out last week, and you're like, yeah, I'd like to play some like Jackie Chan type characters in the future. Like, brother, what? Because you want to die on set?
Oh my
Good God.
Good God. Good God. That's Swartzen's always saying, good Christ. Good Christ. Good Christ. All right, guys, listen, thank you so much for signing up to the Patreon. And if this goes out on Wednesdays for free, if you can leave a rating, subscribe to the iTunes, Spotify, share it with a friend or two, get it out there. Let's just get it out there. Help me out brick by brick. That's the only way this thing's going to grow. Because I don't think I'm going to be invited to do Joe Rogan for quite some time. I realize I'm probably never going to do Joe Rogan because of Bert.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
But also I think Joe's level-headed enough to where you could. I think you can separate that sort of shit.
Yeah. I've been in the same room with Joe Rogan. I am in the same show with him countless times, and I've never went out of my way to talk to him. When I've talked to him, it was always he was talking to me or I was in the group, but I've never just went up to him because I saw comics do that in LA. It was just so gross. Just so they would position themselves
just to be able to get some words in. Yeah,
and to get in front of him. Like I remember he was in the OR, and I think it was Annie Lieberman. I saw her bolt towards his car because he was going to make a beeline to his car just to get in front of him for a conversation. I always thought that was gross.
Right. Yeah, well, it is.
That's why I don't play well in this business, Tyler.
Getting there.
We're still seeing if we're going to do the football poll this season. I got to get out as soon as I'm done with this. I got to get on the phone with Ken and figure out some details. But go ahead and sign up to the Patreon and follow Tyler. Bookmark his website. You can email him. Apparently, he's getting emails now. That's great.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
Yeah,
Send a
when I
message.
saw it come in, I was like, oh, no way. Someone went out of their way for this.
That means we're rocking the cage, baby. We're doing it. But count the votes. God bless. Bring home the troops. Bert's a bitch. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week. That's a wrap.